Cuckoo. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Cheza Cheza. So in this video, we want to create a new scene for the shells that a man is going to be collecting in the game. So go ahead and click on scene, new scene, and the node that we're going to add for this scene, it's going to be an area 2D node, area 2D. So go ahead and select that, and we can rename this to shells. So for our scene, we want shells to have 3 child nodes. So the first one, of course, is going to be a sprite that's going to hold our image sprite, then collision layer 2D, or collision shape rather, not collision layer, collision shape 2D, and finally animation player. And for collision shape 2D, of course, we're going to have a rectangle, new rectangle shape 2D, as we did in the previous with Armani's animation. So the next thing we're going to do is open the assets folder, go into shells, and for sprite, go ahead and drag shell.png into the texture property. Click on animation, and we're going to set the vertical frames. Like you can see, our frames are arranged vertically. So we're not going to touch the horizontal frames. We're going to vertical frames, and we're going to make this 8. I think we have 8 frames. So the next thing we're going to do is go into collision shape 2D and select our blue square here. We want to size it such that it's within the boundaries of our shell. We want to set the collision properties. So what we're going to do is select shells for collision object 2D, go to collision, and we want to set the layer to layer number 4, collectibles, because shells are collectible. So already layer number 1 is selected, so deselect that and select layer number 4. And the mask now, we want to set it to player, such that it's only the player that can interact with our shells. Later on, when we set the scene for the monsters, we don't want our monsters being able to collect the shells. So only our player can interact with the shells. So the next thing we want to do is go ahead and animate our shell. So go into animation player, create a new animation. We're going to call this animation. We're going to call this animation shimmer, like that. And for for the length, first of all, we have 8 frames, and we want each frame to play every 0.2 seconds. So the length we're going to have it at 1.6 seconds, and step or snap is going to be 0.2, like so. Then we go back to our sprite. So what we want to do is click on the key icon that's next to the frame property. So go ahead and click on the key and say create. So you can see the shells or the frames start to be input at the bottom here. That was the frame 0. So frame 1, and go ahead and click on the key icon. The frame should automatically increment until you get to frame 8. We want our animation to be played continuously in a loop. So go ahead and click on the loop icon, like so. And then we're also going to implement autoplay, such that immediately the shells are loaded in our level, they start to shimmer. So we're also going to click on autoplay, this icon right here. All right, so we can go ahead and play our animation, see how it's faring. Yes. Let me just remove the collision shape for now. So there you go, you can see a nice shimmer. So I think that's about it for our cell sheen. So I think that's about it for our shell scene. But before we move on to the next video, we can see that our scene here is still unsaved. So what we want to go is click on scene and say save scene. Remember to save it in our scenes folder. There's already the first scene, which is a money, and just click on save. So that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like the video. Also, if you'd like to see more content coming up, please subscribe. And lastly, if you have friends that you think will enjoy learning about game development, please share this video with them. I'd be really appreciative if this tutorial got to as many aspiring developers as possible. Thank you, and see you in the next one.